Peace, God. This is Bookman, Banana, Buddha, Basya, back again with another banger video in the blazing 80 degree sun, but it feels like really good out here. I'm basically like, in our like backyard across the side, there's like a field, so I just come here every day to Earth. But I just basically wanted to give like a life update to kind of like a journal entry, but also just like to share what I'm experiencing in life, to look back on, and you maybe resonate with some of it. So um I want to type this: web development, mobile homes, and Christianese. And this is like really based upon like what happened like this past Monday, right? So every Monday I have these like real estate. No, let me start with the web dev. So I lost my job like last month, right? And I had a remote job at home, but like they were just like I would think I would be doing better, but then out of nowhere, like the managers would be like, "Oh, you're not doing better." And the job was basically like if a store had an issue with like their AC, their air kind of like conditioner, or any like handyman job, you would call around the area and then send the handyman to them. So I was basically like on the phone like typing things in the entire day, right? But like they needed you to be on like a consistent pace, and I would think that I would be doing good and like better, but it just popped up one last time, said, "Oh, you're not going as fast as you need to, so log off your computer," and basically fired. And then you were telling me that I should apply for unemployment and everything like that. So that was like last month, March, and now it's like April. So I'm still in the process of trying to like pivot to my new career, and I'm really thinking about, well, web DM development, like the people who host and like create websites. I feel like that's like the industry I'm going to go into, because I already want to make my own personal website, because I feel like in modern day we know how like things like Instagram, Google, Facebook, YouTube, if you're too like controversial, they basically take your stuff down. And I'm like, that's kind of messed up that we give all of our creative expression, even stuff like you like to, we give all our creative expression to these other third party like platforms. So having my own like platform would just be like a lot easier and a lot better. So it was on like Monday. I had like the meeting with the web, I had a meeting with this bootcamp called, should I say the name? Nah, not to be mean, I'm not gonna say their name. But anyway, I had this meeting with these coding dojo people for like they're like boot camps basically. They like teach you how to like code and everything, right? So I joined it, and like I was basically like taking like screenshots of the entire thing and like looking at their whole syllabus and their whole like resume to see like what they like learn. And it was pretty cool because at the end I got to ask like a few like questions, and I was like the only one with my like camera on. But then there was like, for the part-time it's like 8,000, and for the full-time it's like 16,000. I'm like, oh, I kind of don't have that money. So it's kind of like irritating, because at first I had the idea, oh, like I'm just gonna like read all these coding books and like study this stuff on my own. But I'm like, oh, why don't I join a coding boot camp? I have a network of people that could help me. But after seeing that price, I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't have that money. So I guess I'll go with my initial like goal, just like study these things, and then I'll like network with people. And so, but it'll take me probably, it's really based upon my time now, because now it's not based upon like another's time, or like school's time, or like an instructor's time. It's more so like how much effort I put into it. So, and then after that, every Monday I have these like real estate meetings with my friend like Zivin. She basically hosts these like real estate like Zoom calls, right? And it's so like beautiful, because like last week there was this guy on there, he was speaking about mobile homes, and then I like read his book, and like learning about like mobile homes is very fascinating, because when I first heard about it I was like, oh, like they're like trailer parks. But then it's actually a lot more than that. Like there's, of course there is trailer homes, then there's mobile homes, and then there's modular homes, and then there's manufactured homes, and now we're getting like 3D homes and box homes and 4D homes. So it's just like seeing all the different types of real estate. And down the line I'm going to get into like real estate like either way. So I feel like it's cool that I just have a network of people who I could like learn from. And after the call, it was cool because like I stayed on, and like I'm realizing like come early, stay late. Like if it's like a physical meeting or like a Zoom meeting, come early, stay late always, because you always get more value that way. But anyway, after that, I was talking to like my friend Kim and like Ruth, and like we somehow got on like the topic of like Christianity. And it's funny, oh, that's why I forgot to record the video about why I'm reading the Bible again. Should I record a separate video for that? No, fuck it, I might as well just like keep it in this video. So I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading the Bible. I'm not Christian, and I feel like have I explained this to y'all before? So I was raised like Seventh-day Adventist, right? And they're basically like stricter Christians who go to church on Saturday, but then during puberty, My grandma and my grandpa passed, and they were the main one in the family pushing the religion. So I feel like during puberty, everyone starts to like question reality. But then again, like since my grandparents passed, I started to question it more. So I kind of like step away from like Christianity a bit. For self, I called myself a syncretist, which is basically like when in my like young mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just combine all these different. Oh yeah, shout out to Koi Fresco. His name is Visudadas. Now he brought this concept of like syncretism to me, which is basically when you combine multiple spiritual beliefs and like practices into one. So in my young mind, I'm okay, I'm gonna just create all the religions and all but the like beliefs and like create one. But the thing I didn't realize, like there's a lot of like contradictions in those. So for a while I just like wasn't labeling myself. Then around when I was like 15, 16, that's when I got into like sacred geometry, astrology, like veganism, government conspiracy, like fluoride and all that shit. So I kind of was just like tapped into the more quote unquote new age or like spiritual realm. And then after that, like the Hare Krishnas, like the Hindu people have like influenced me a lot as well. So like they probably have like the biggest influence in me, like the Dharmic faiths like Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, we got on the conversation of like Christianity, and she asked me like, why am I reading the Bible now? And I basically told her like the whole spiel I just told you. And so on Audible, they have these like awards, right, and like badges. And there's this one badge for like reading like a book that's like 70 hours long, and the Bible is one of the few books that's actually that long. So I'm like, oh, let me just read the Bible. But it's actually been like very, very fascinating. Like when I'm done, I'm gonna like share like my insights from it. It's actually cool because I feel like these ideas and concepts are so deep rooted in like society that we almost forget it sometimes. Even the word like Genesis and now means like the creation of something, or even the word like Exodus, it means to like leave something. So it's like, and that's from like the Bible up and down. So it's been very fascinating to read it again. Like when I was young, I read from like Genesis to Job. I believe it, no, Genesis to like Son, and then I kind of just gave up because then it was just like it was so boring to me, and plus I was like pretty young to even be trying to read like the whole Bible. But now I feel like I have the more mental and spiritual capability to like actually retain more. So it's been fascinating. Anyway, I was speaking to Ruth and Kim, and like it's funny because now I can speak to Christians in a whole like a more in-depth way. You feel me? And like they were saying like it's kind of like Christianese, because like one of them was kind of like this making fun of how like some like Christians talk about like, oh, we need to save you, and then this, that, and the third. Like the stuff they say is like so interesting. And then I was saying like it's funny because in like the spiritual community, a lot of my friends, I kind of like laugh at us as well, because the way we speak is like manifestation, divine, twin flame, soulmate. It's just like all these fucking spiritual ideas, and it's funny as shit to me because I'm in the space. But it was just really cool to like build with them and like have now I can speak to Christians in a deeper way. But the most like annoying thing I realized, like Christians really don't be reading the like Bible. I'm thinking like, oh, you actually read the Bible, and then every time I ask them what is their favorite verse of the chapter, like I'm like, oh, so y'all literally don't read it. So but yes, that's been pretty interesting. So yeah, it was web development, Christianese, and mobile real estate. I basically like pretty much like went through all of that. I'm still like I'm trying to pivot to a web dev career. That's really my ideal. Yeah, I've still been doing my morning routine. I'm also in like this network marketing company, so I'm also learning like a lot of skills from like them as well, just in like terms of like selling and like leadership and like entrepreneurship. So I've also been putting my time towards that. My old job, they told me to file for like unemployment, so I'm trying to see how that works. Because if I could like lay low for a bit and like be on unemployment while I study to put myself in a better position, I'm definitely going to do that. And it's funny because during COVID, everybody was getting like a stimulus, everybody, and I was like the only one in my whole circle who wasn't getting it. So I feel like everyone else got it like last year and the year before, but now I feel like this may be my year to like lay low. So it's been a pretty interesting scenario. Sadly, I'm not like on fruit. Sadly, I gotta keep it like authentic and 100. I'm not on fruit now because like I really just don't have the money for it. And it's funny because in my other video I was saying the only time I'm not on fruit is when I don't have the money, and like that's a fact. That's why I gotta focus on this money stuff like a lot more. Like when I speak about money and wealth, it's only so I could buy like high quality like mangoes and durians and have my land. You feel me? It's not. I feel like when other people like, I feel like a lot of people have an issue with like money. You feel me? If you bring up money, a lot of these emotional, limiting, traumatic shit come about. I'm going to have like a ton of wealth, a ton in like every aspect of my life. So definitely do got to focus on the money a lot more just so I could afford like all the high quality and fruit I want. But yeah, besides that, I just been eating like the stuff about my like mom has been making like little spaghettis and like rices. But I think I'm gonna like start to eat like every other day, or start to do like an intermediate fasting, because it's irritating. Like my day be going so good, I be earthing, sun gazing, chanting, breathwork, but then once I eat, it's like I just get like knocked out more or less. So I'm gonna try and find a way to balance that. Oh yeah, also shout out to like all the Muslim people doing like Ramadan. Every year I say I want to join them, but I always like it's always the like late a bit. I'm still tempted to like join them, but I don't know. I feel like I should have prepared for that. I don't know. I may try, but then I don't know. I gotta look into it because I could drive fast the whole day and just eat at night. But I know I gotta see into that. But yeah, that's my current life update. I'm trying to learn more about real estate, mobile homes, network and sell with my network company more to like build my business. Learning about web development, about also trying to have time for self, because now the issue is like having self time, business time, social time, and job time. It's like wild. If for those of you who don't know, like Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, I'm just gradually trying to switch to like the other side, because even when I get a web dev job, like I'm trying to do more after that, because being a employee, you're getting a short hand of the stick. So trying to move from employee to self-employed to business owner and like investor. You feel me? Just kind of gradually being around more business-minded and like entrepreneurial type of people, and like every facet. Whether that comes from like real estate or like network marketing or trading stocks, like whatever you're trading, whatever you're doing, I like respect it. But yeah, that's where I'm at life. I'm glad that the sun is out, bro. It's like it's summertime now, so I have like here's the perfect time. But it's funny because I feel like I'm gonna be out less this summer. Honestly, I don't even feel like I'm gonna be seeing people like for real, because I feel like I gotta be studying a lot more. So I'm just gonna be enjoying this like sunlight this summer ideally. Oh, I do have a couple events coming up. I'm telling you my whole life. Fuck it. I do have a couple events coming up. In May, with my company, we have a conference in Baltimore. In August, the Woodstock Fruit Festival is happening. I also want to go see one of my other friends in a different state. So those are the like major events. I also wanted to fix my car, but the guy who was going to help me, he's just like, oh my God, it's so irritating. Like when you come up, you think that when you have like something, you think that you could just make all your moves, but then if you're dependent upon other people, it's just like slow down. So that's been irritating, but I'm still trying to fix my car as well. Like, all right, my main goals for the year: fixing my car, going to the Baltimore function, going to Woodstock, switching to a web dev career, and going to Florida. And I really could do it. Honestly, I just got to be so tunnel vision and so focused. But yeah, I really feel like I should be sharing my journey. Especially, I want to see like what type of videos I post, because I'm really big on health. But now, like, I'm really big on like web dev and like asset building and like business. So I feel like when people see me in the future, I want them to think about a few things. I want them to say he has like a ton of fruit, and he has a ton of finances. He has a huge family, and he has like a ton of fun and like love. Honestly, I want people to associate that with me. So those are my focus in life. But yeah, man, I hope you're like doing well. Hope you're blessed. Definitely tell me how your life is going and how you're feeling. And definitely, if you're not a like creator, just like create, man. Like regardless of where you're at in life, just share your experience. Because I feel like I was reading to like with my network marketing company, we have like a book club, right? And like in one of the audios, he was saying that the world has a void, like every single person, right? There's a void in this world that only you could fill. So for me, it's like I have like a Bookman or like banana filled void that I only could fill. So to definitely make sure that you're expressing your own creativity, because it's either you're a creator and consumer. So I feel like you'll be a lot better and you'll like achieve a lot more and help a lot more people if you just share your experiences in like life. So definitely like create, whether it's like a story, a book, a video, a podcast. Just like think of how you could create more today. But yeah, I love you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you taking out 13 minutes of your day to watch this. That's lit. Yeah, peace. What am I about to do? I'm about to go in, meditate, read a book. Probably try and sell a few products later. Probably hop on a video chat later. I always got stuff to do. But yeah, peace regardless.